So coming up on between 5 and 6 months worth of use with the Starlink RV internet at our residence in an area that doesn't have any service, no cell phone service. I mean, there is phone service, but we don't count that for internet. But it's not even set up to have Starlink available in our area until like 2023. Been on the waiting list for 2 years, over 2 years now. Still have the deposit in place. So the question that I get asked periodically is Starlink RV worth it if you're in the same sort of similar situation, right? Is it worth it? Because honestly, it's like $500 to get rolling with the thing. So, I mean, that's a lot of money for internet, right? It is. Especially with inflation and stuff. So is it worth it? Now, I can tell you after 5.5 to almost 6 months, yes, it is worth it. We have internet that's fast enough to do most things. Maybe not fast enough to do everything, but it is light years ahead of what we had before. It is better than cell phone service because we don't have any. And do I regret spending the money to get Starlink RV and use it at our residence? I do not. I don't. It's great. It works. Now, if something better came along, would I continue to use Starlink RV? No. Because if it's better, it's going to be faster speeds, the price will probably be lower. I mean, all of that sort of thing gets sort of factored in, right? If it's better, I'm going to go with something better. Now, it is great for what it is. If you don't have service, or it's very minimal, or there's no better options, then yeah, absolutely. If you can get a clear view of the sky, you can use Starlink. And it's great, and I wholly recommend it, wholeheartedly. If you're a person that does have the ability to get better internet, like fiber, things like that, don't get Starlink. As a matter of fact, if you have Starlink, get fiber and give your Starlink to someone else, because it's now getting to the point where a lot of this is becoming to be really overcrowded and really oversaturated in some areas. Because there's tons of people that are using it when they really probably shouldn't be using it because they have the ability to get something else. So if you have the ability to get something better, you shouldn't be using Starlink RV. It is designed for rural internet. That's the way it was put across, and that's what a lot of people are using it for, rural internet. I mean, if you're like, well, I'm going to get Starlink, you know, because I don't want to get fiber, that's silly. Get fiber. It's going to be less expensive, or, you know, mostly you're doing people a disservice. Now, that being said, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to listen to me. You can do whatever you want. But, yes, Starlink RV, after 5.5 months, I do not regret the decision to get it at all. I don't. It works great. Are the speeds blistering fast and 200, 300 down? No, it's not. It's not at all like that for us in an area that doesn't even have Starlink service. But it is well fast enough to be used and make it worth a little bit of money that we pay versus the options that we have, which are slim and slow. So anyway, there you go. Dropouts. Do I get dropouts? Yes, sometimes we do. It's only lost service because of the weather being rained on really hard, like one time. Do we have sometimes where we don't have the ability to connect? Yes, I have experienced 1 or 2 minute dropouts where we haven't been able to actually get and use it. But it's came right back and the speed's been good. Do we get messages about congestion? Sometimes, yes, we do. Those are relatively recent now because of everybody. And basically everything's being sort of, you know, packed in there. Does it slow the speed down that we can't use it? No, it doesn't, because evidently our minimum speed, it doesn't. You know, we're still kicking. Our average on our worst day is 15 meg down, and 4 up. That's better than a lot of people's internet, period. So is it still worth it? Yes, it is. And so far, I'm happy with it. I understand it's going to be congested. I understand that we don't get priority because it's, you know, RV versus the residential side. But if this is being deprioritized and still having speeds to be able to do everything that we need to do within our expectation, absolutely. So anyway, I just kind of want to give you a little heads up. You know, I'm not going to show you my up and down speeds and all that stuff because at this point, who cares? If you're really just looking for, do you get Starlink RV to use for residential because you're in an area that doesn't necessarily have that ability to provide you with the internet? Yes, it works. How fast your speeds are going to be, I have no idea. Because if you're watching this video, I don't know where you are, where you live, what your options are, but I can tell you that if you can see the sky, chances are you're going to get service better than what you have. But if I said 15 and you got like, oh, that's really slow, then this is probably not for you. If you're like 15 is great, I can make a phone call, watch a video, probably stream some things and have internet. Yeah. Are you trying to work from home with 15? Probably not. But that's not really what it's designed for, Starlink RV. And anyway, I think it's worth it. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. I answer them when I see them. But I do appreciate you taking the time to watch. So I'll see you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.